At my brother's wedding, my dad looked at me and said, "Stay out of the group photos. We don't need extras." A little later, the catering manager asked if I was still paying the last $6,800. I smiled, pointed at the dance floor, and walked out. The perfect wedding started falling apart the minute I stopped being their wallet. I'm Brian, 32. My older brother was always the golden kid. I was the fixer, the late-night pickup guy, the one who covered just this once expenses that never ended. Anytime I brought up paying me back, Mom would get watery-eyed and say, "Family doesn't keep score." So I stopped asking. I just kept paying. When my brother got engaged, Mom called within 2 weeks. "Can you help with the wedding? Just a loan." I stared at my savings and still said yes. Over 8 months, I quietly covered deposits and payments, venue, catering, photos, flowers, DJ. Vendors emailed me like I was staff. My brother got credit like he was some planning genius. 3 days before the wedding, I added it up, $27,000. I showed up on time in a new suit, stupidly hoping I'd matter. The ceremony was beautiful. People cheered. My parents beamed. Then the photographer called for family pictures in the garden, and everyone drifted over. My dad turned his head. Then his eyes locked on me. After that, he tilted his chin, impatient. Next, he said, "Brian, stay out." Then he added, "We don't need extras." My sister didn't even hesitate. She said, "Be grateful you're even here." I stepped back. One step, another. The gap closed like I'd never existed. The camera clicked. My family smiled like a brochure. Without me. I went inside and took a table near the exit. Music started. Champagne popped. My brother and his new wife danced in the middle while my parents spun around them. I ate alone and tasted nothing. That's when the catering manager leaned in, iPad hugged to her chest. "Excuse me, you're Brian, right?" I nodded. "You're still covering the remaining $6,800 tonight?" I looked past her at my dad, clapping for my brother, my mom filming, my sister toasting. I pointed at them, smiled at the manager, and walked out. In my car, the loop in my head wouldn't stop. Extras. Be grateful. I opened my banking app and saw what was left. I'd started the year with savings. Now I had barely enough for rent. For a wedding I wasn't even allowed to exist in. So Monday, I got calm. I called my bank and killed every automatic payment tied to my accounts. Then I called the vendors, one by one. "Hi, this is Brian. Please remove my card. The couple will handle the remaining balances directly. No drama, just the cord getting cut." My brother texted from his honeymoon. "Hey, caterer says there's a balance. Can you handle it?" "Not thank you. Not sorry, just handle it." My parents' calls turned panicked. I finally met them at a coffee shop. Dad didn't even sit down. "What did you do?" he snapped. I took a sip. I removed my financial responsibility. Mom's voice cracked. "But you promised to help." "I did," I said. "I paid $27,000. Then you told me I was an extra." Dad tried to wave it off, so I slid a folder across the table. Bank statements, transfers, vendor emails, a simple list of what I'd given them over the years. Dad glanced once and looked away. Mom's hand started shaking. "We'll pay you back," she whispered. "You've had years," I said. "I'm done. No more loans, no more bailouts, no more pretending." The fallout was exactly what you'd expect. Vendors chased my brother. The venue threatened legal action. Relatives suddenly checked in like they cared. My sister showed up at my door and tried the final leash. "If you don't fix this, you're not welcome at family events anymore." I stared at her. "You mean I won't be invited to fun parties I'm not allowed in?" I blocked every number. The silence felt wrong for a week. Then it felt like oxygen. Months later, I moved to a smaller place with an east-facing balcony and started rebuilding my life with money I wasn't lighting on fire for people who erased me. I started therapy. Turns out being your family's ATM does something to your brain. 6 months after the wedding, an unknown number called. It was my sister-in-law, quiet. "I didn't know how much you paid," she said. "I saw the paper trail after everything blew up. You deserve to be in those photos." "I'm sorry." She didn't ask me to come back. She didn't ask for cash. She just apologized like a normal human. After we hung up, I watched the sunrise climb. Somewhere my family was still smiling for cameras. And for the first time in 32 years, I didn't feel lonely. I felt free.